Hey everybody, I'm here today to talk to you about rosin, what it is, why we use it, and how to rosin your bow. Rosin is made from resin that's drawn from trees like pine or spruce. There are different types of rosin with additional ingredients that help to create different tone qualities on your instrument. Some rosin even has metals like gold or copper, which help to produce a brighter and more defined tone. Now, rosin comes in either a boxed form or caked form. The caked rosin is often more pure and a higher quality, but boxed rosin is really easy to use, so this is a great choice if you're just learning to play your instrument. So, why do we need rosin? Well, the bow is made of strands of horsehair, which has tiny barbs that catch onto the strings to produce the sound. When you draw the bow across the string, the tiny barbs hook onto the string and then let it go to set the string vibrating and create the sound. Without rosin, the bow just kind of glides over the strings without making any significant sound because there isn't enough friction. The rosin helps to increase the friction between the horsehair and the string. After you play a while, you will notice that there's rosin dust, I don't know if you can see it here, left on the strings and on your instrument. The rosin slowly comes off the bow hair as you play, so you'll need to reapply it regularly. It's also important that you clean rosin dust off your strings and instrument with a soft, dry cloth so it doesn't stick and damage your instrument. So, how do you rosin your bow? First of all, if you have a brand new bow, it might not be rosined at all. A new bow is going to take a little more time to get it rosined properly. Also, if you have a new cake of rosin, it's going to be shiny and smooth. And in this case, I normally scratch into the rosin a little bit just to get more of the dust to rub off onto the bow hair. You don't need to do too much, just need to give it a little bit of texture on the surface so it's not completely smooth. You can see here I've scratched into this one before I used it. Before you rosin your bow, be sure to tighten the bow hair so the rosin can stick and be applied evenly. Then it's basically just like playing, but you're going to play on the rosin. So I'm going to hold the rosin here in my left hand. I'm going to put the bow right on top of it and actually close my fingers over the top just to control it a little bit. Then just slide the bow smoothly from frog to tip, about 4 or 5 full strokes. Again, if it's a brand new bow, you're going to need a lot more. But when you're just doing your normal reapplying, rosining your bow, that's all you need to do. Now, when you play, the bow should move smoothly and evenly across the strings with a nice, rich sound. If it sounds good and it feels good, you have applied a good amount of rosin. If you haven't put on enough, you might find some dead spots in your bow where it's not going to make a good sound, or the bow might slip and slide over the strings instead of having a good grip. If you put on too much, the bow is going to feel sticky on the strings. It might sound scratchy. You might even see some of the white rosin dust coming off the bow hair as you play. You don't have to rosin your bow every single time you play. I'd recommend reapplying rosin after every 4 or 5 hours of playing. So for you beginners, that's probably only going to be once or twice a week, depending on how much you're playing. And remember, of course, never touch the bow hair because the natural oils from your fingers will get into the bow hair and make it hard for the rosin to stick. That's going to give you some dead spots in your bow as well that you won't be able to rosin over. I hope you learned something about your bow and your rosin today. Happy playing!